I'm very curious what Fizz will have with this, because we've seen several Raymans here recently that have played pretty solid. Of course, I'm specifically looking back at Blue Guys in 2s when he played an amazing Rayman. We'll see what Fizz has here in the 1v1 side of things.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Rayman is a bad legend to be picked. I don't think there's a lot of crossover between players who like to play Axe and players who like to play Gauntlet. So it is kind of an out there pick, but it's going to be interesting to see what Fizz can do. There's a lot of really cool things that Raymans can do for edge guards and for wall touches, but we'll see what Fizz knows with this level 16 Rayman.
He's got to use the Axe down signature. He has to use that because based on what we saw earlier, Kresuu can get gimmicky as well with Taro's signatures. I want to see that on the edge from Fizz. Even that side signature, that got some love recently, and he do be schmoovin' when he throws that out.
It was fast. Restop that Axe, going to slide across the stage. Fizz didn't get the weapon pickup, but does eventually find it. Going to be over to the Gauntlets. Interesting to swap to the Gauntlets for knockouts. Like, generally speaking, Gauntlets, they have to go for some sort of big read to get that finishing blow, whereas Axe, you have those opportunities for just like a falling side air or like a ground pound in the right position.
Ooh, goes for the side light, fading back, attempting that recovery, expecting Kresuu to be right above him, maybe even a little bit behind him in that. Oh, goes for the down signature right over the edge. Another one, keep throwing him out. Goes for the side light into the recovery as Kresuu peeks over the corner to possibly punish.
Yeah, really smart from Fizz, right? Throw out those down signatures. It'll generally force your opponent to try to recover high. And then the second that Kresuu's starting to think about that high recovery, Fizz is like, all right, time to catch you.
Outspaces the side air from Kresuu. Finds a nice 4-piece punish as well. Fizz definitely outmatching Kresuu here in game 1.
He's just not finding hits. Kresuu struggling, was missing these side lights, missing these side airs, missed the side signature. Finally gets the wall touch, but Kresuu is not responding to any of this damage from Fizz. The down signatures come out, and Fizz takes another one, even goes down to pick up his gauntlets. That's just cheeky.
Bro, you were having connection issues earlier. I would not risk that. All it takes is like 1 3-bar there, or even just a little bit of packet loss, and you think you are in a very different spot than you actually are in the game.
Final stock here for Kresuu. He's going to skip him off the stage, but it's still not enough to finish that stock off. Kresuu trying to deny the 3 stock here. Oh, no.
And it seems like Fizz, with this Rayman pick, kind of has the timings down for the minimum charge it takes for you to get the full range of that side signature. He's done that a couple times now where he's charged it just a little bit, just long enough to get the full range of it. You don't have to charge it all the way to get the full range of it. You can do it just a little bit, and it might be a lot shorter than you think.
Yeah, it can be quick. If you're perceptive enough, you might see those gauntlets glimmer yellow, but for now, Fizz doesn't even care about it. Side air, and Fizz gonna take game number 1 in convincing fashion over Kresuu, and I expect a swap from Kresuu.
And that was a 2-stock. Now, Fizz was in yellow at the end of that game, so let's look at how much damage Kresuu did. He did 242. We're going to round that up to 250 for ease of numbers' sake. You take away 50 damage of that for what was on Fizz's second stock. That means 200 damage went into Fizz's first stock. When Kresuu is playing Roman Reigns with 2 heavy weapons, all of that strength, and Fizz is playing Rayman, who does have 6 defense, but you compare that to everything that Roman Reigns has. That is not good kill efficiency for Kresuu.
Yeah, that is that was a struggle for Kresuu for sure. And you're seeing Kresuu going to make the swap over to the Bryn. We didn't even get to see like the Taros brain come out from Kresuu. Like, didn't even have time for that switch to flick in the brain, and instead it was just the Fizz show with Kresuu as the contestant. Here we go, game number 2, on to Small Brawlhalla. Kresuu versus Fizz, and Fizz, of course, going to be sticking with the Rayman.
Yeah, you did call a possible Bren switch, and you were correct on the Kresuu side of things. Over here on Small Brawlhalla, we see if he gets gimmicky as well with this Bren pick. He started to kind of slow that down. Ooh, Ooh, Kresuu might be having some issues as well. Running all the way to the other side of the stage, so he is still in control of his character, and that taunt will signify that I think we're good.
I'm surprised they didn't just straight reset it at the start of this one instead of like that was super early taunting, but I guess looks like they want to play it here and now as we are in game number 2 and Fizz is going in.
Fizz trying to space as far away as he can. Try to win the range game against this spear with those downlights. You see the second he goes in with a cider, gets immediately punished with a downlight. That is going to be the perfect punish option if he misspaces the cider against Kresuu's spear. Oh, the bottom side of that, the grab pound. The weapon toss goes a little bit wide, but it doesn't matter.
Kresuu gonna sneak away that one. Good recovery option, right? Waiting just long enough and then dipping back and then going out with that axe recovery. Even got the bottom swing to hit Fizz and the ground pound to guarantee the stock. Well done from Kresuu, but Fizz does find the response with an axe side air.
Now, despite that being a very solid kill for he's chasing him so far. Despite that being a very solid kill that he gets the KO in orange with, stepping up that kill efficiency from last game, that is something you cannot rely on because look at this axe play from Fizz. GC it. It's so good, GC. There you go!
Doesn't hit the weapon toss, doesn't even need it. Kresuu gonna fall. That is now final stock here in game number 2 for Kresuu.
So the play with that signature that Boomy did when he played Rayman and absolutely abused that signature was going for, you would throw out maybe the gravity cancel down signature like deep into the push-off column, or you do it like a slide charge with it, throw it out in the push-off column, and then turn it around and gravity cancel it against the stage. That was the play he was doing because they thought they were safe after getting through the slide charge one, that they then go over to the wall and get hit by the GC one. Kresuu evening this up, still keeping himself in this. This Brent pick might be what he needs to get through Fizz here and move on to the top 4.
It's definitely going better than the Taros did, but it's is it enough? That is the big question on everyone's mind right now, as Fizz with the 3-piece shows that it is not quite enough just yet, and that puts Kresuu now 1 game away from getting knocked out of this tournament. Fizz 1 game away from guaranteeing a top 4 finish.
We might be able to see actually most of that final stock in the last replay. There's the second stock. We might not even play the last replay. Okay, there it is. Starts off with the side air. Oh, man. That KO'd in orange.
Done. And now we've got the Jae-Yun mirror match. The matchup that I think a lot of people coming into this were expecting, and they're even both going in with the Hanbok, my favorite of the Jae-Yun skins. But here we go. Game number 3. Fizz versus Kresuu. Oh, my goodness. My colorblind eyes. I cannot tell.
So it seems like this is probably a salty pick for Kresuu. I think he's one of the players who is like, oh, I'm down 2 games in the set. Better switch to Jae-Yun and I'll win. So I think this is definitely a salty pick, and I think Fizz is doing it to counter the salt and make Kresuu even more angry by losing to Greatsword.
Well, so far, damage relatively even as Fizz is thrown out like 4 side signatures. Gets the third hit. That's the third version of the side closer, as we saw that neutral light started. That's going to have more force than if he just went side-side. So nice for Fizz to get that opener.
Ooh, went for the dare into the nair. Very popular option.
One of the few easy-to-do true combos for the Greatsword.
Went for the side light, D-light. Didn't find the D-light, though, so the closer also with GC Insig near the top.
Chasing so high.
Weapon toss goes up. Fizz showing off the signatures. This is definitely salty moves here, trying to anger Kresuu by throwing out all of these.
Oh, but I think that side light is enough. Yep, that is going to be Kresuu able to take the first stock off of Fizz. And again, kind of to your point on the last set, right? Like, just when you start getting really predictable and throwing out 4 or 5 down 6 in a row, like, you're gonna get punished for it.
This feels personal, though.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think
beefy.
Fizz was doing that, like, hey, maybe I'll catch him this time. Ooh, I bet he's not going to expect another one. He's like, this is personal between these two players.
I think, if anything, I feel like Kresuu is the one who's like, this is personal, and Fizz is like, I'm up 2 games.
Oh, yeah,
I can control
definitely.
a little bit.
But it becomes, oh, you want to play that game? All right, we'll go ahead and play that game. You're the mad one here. I'll just keep winning.
Nice.
Yo, Kresuu
Nice.
now in the lead.
Off the 5 hit.
Yeah, big string for Kresuu there. Fizz hasn't been able to find anything like that so far. That's why Kresuu was able to grab that KO. Starting off in the orange, but a D-Light side air.
We're down to final stocks here in game number 3. Tournament stock for Kresuu. Fizz, 1 stock left to close this set out.
For the in-light, D-Light bridge. Now keep in mind, both of these players don't really have a Jaeyun. Kresuu's Jaeyun is level 22, and that's considered high in this matchup between these two players, as Fizz's is level 13. Oh!
The Fizz is getting the better of Kresuu, winning out in the neutral game, getting more hits and denying the weapon. Pocket Sand to close it out, and Fizz will earn his spot in the top 4 over Kresuu off the back of the Jaeyun in game number 3.
I can't believe, well, I can believe that KO'd because that Sig is like insane, but
It's
I can't
small
believe
Brawlhalla, right?
that
It's small
Sig KO'd. He started off, the sand hit him first, and he was in orange, and it's still KO'd. Small Brawlhalla doing him a favor there, getting that very early KO, and he's going to move on into the top 4. We have had some killer sets so far today, but Duke, tell us who our top 4 is.
I was going to ask you the exact same question. Our top 4 is Ariel and Tinix sitting in the winner bracket. And